Welcome to Global Insiders Podcast. I am Ryan, the peripatetic one, bringing you information about opportunities relating to jobs, traveling, and any information that can elevate you to your rightful place in this thing called life. You can find more information and how-to methods on globalinsidersgroup.com. That is insiders with an S. And here is today's show. Hello, insiders. Today I have a really informative show for you. I have a man who has honed his craft to become a true professional. So please continue doing what you are and get ready to learn. Welcome to the show, Mike. Please introduce yourself to
Hey,
the insiders.
all right. So I'm Mike Almighty, otherwise known as Big Mike from Big Mike Photos. Yeah, that's
Ah,
who I am.
excellent, thank you. So, people take photographs every day, sometimes even hundreds. What made you feel as if you were able to do this professionally?
Ah, why I thought I could do it professionally. I didn't even think about it that way. Of like I would become a professional in that field because since I was in elementary school, I've been taking photos. Probably you see a kid running around with a camera and just taking photos. That would be me in about fifth or sixth grade in elementary school, and until about third grade in high school, where I just stopped. The interest went away and all of that. But after college, it or at the ending of college, it came back, and then it disappeared again.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so it's like it's in and out of my life, and then a few years after college, it just poop and pops up again. I was like, okay, and it got more and more interesting.
All right, let's let's
So,
let's let's dig a little bit into pop up. What do you mean by pop up? What were you doing? What occasion made it pop up, as you say?
all right, at that time, I was at my girlfriend's apartment at the time, and that's in Oakland. So we were on the top floor. I was like, this is a nice view. I need a camera with lots of zoom and all of that. So I went on, I think it's Walmart, and I ordered this camera with lots of zoom and stuff, and I bought it, and I would just shoot through the window and get some nice scenery from there, and then it starts to come back to me. So after a while, I was like, yeah, I can start taking portrait photos of people and stuff, and I start feeling good. And people always love when I take photos of them. They say, whenever you take a photo of me or of people, it always let them feel really good when they look at what I could capture. So I was like, yeah, really? I don't see it, but people constantly keep telling me the same thing.
Okay,
So with that, yeah, with that feedback for what I was doing with the camera at that time, it pushed me closer towards the profession.
okay,
And
but
then, yeah,
no, but I'm just thinking, it must have taken a lot of confidence to say, oh, well, I'm going to take portrait. I mean, that definitely takes some doing, just having the confidence to do that.
ah, I mean, you have different types of photography, and I guess that was where I should go, or that was my calling. I don't know, but that's what I saw, and I wanted to capture people because they were telling me that each time I take a photo of them, they feel really happy with the photo. So I guess that was the drive to go portrait way.
Okay.
So I did that, and then I started to try to get myself in the industry in Jamaica, and so I started to keep doing my portraits, and then I started networking with photographers there, and especially when I linked with what's his name, Aishango from Aishango Photos, and started to
Oh,
do
okay.
lots of event photos around Jamaica. So with that, I started to get more exposure in the industry, and while I was doing my portrait.
So you definitely
And
kind of need like a mentor figure, so to speak, someone to probably say, okay, well, this one is good, this one is a little okay, something like that.
well, yes and no, in the sense that you need someone to guide you through the door that you need to go,
Okay,
or give you information so you can go through the correct door to reach where you need to get. So, and also getting that experience along the way can also open new doors that to where you want to go. You know what I mean?
understood, understood.
Yeah. So that was the introduction into the professional aspect of it. And then after that I left and moved out of Jamaica.
Okay, let's
So
let's stick up in. Let's
yeah.
stick up in there. So, what were what were your memories of high school like?
High school, I have lots of memories, and everybody
The
should have
strong, the
lots of
strong ones, the
memories.
strong ones, the good
All
ones.
right, strong ones.
Yes.
Music.
Okay.
Music is the strongest memory for me in high school. At I think at the beginning of fourth or fifth grade in high school, we there was a new teacher, music teacher in the school, which is Asafa Powell's brother,
Oh, really?
Mr. Powell. Yeah. So he came in, and it was like, there's no music program in the school. I'm going to do a audition for school band and stuff like this. So he set up the audition, and we went, and and he chose who he wanted to be a part of the groups or different groups that he would form. And I was a part of the choir and the popular band or pop band.
Yes.
So I started to play music there. No, not really there, because I started in church, but I started playing at school at that point, which even grabs my attention more to the music industry or field. So I started to be at school like late hours, very early mornings, every single day of the week. When I say every single day, I mean every single day of the week. We'll be performing all over Jamaica. We'll be practicing constantly. We'll be on live TV. We'll be on cable TV. So these were the exposures that I was getting at high school in a music band.
Sounds as if you
And
have
so
another.
that,
Sounds as if you have another passion, man.
yeah, man, I have. I do have, so yeah.
Okay,
So
excellent.
that's the number one thing. It grooms me to where I'm at.
Okay.
Especially Mr. Powell is like a life mentor to me, and to I would say all the band members that pass through his hands.
Well, that's the hallmark of a great teacher. Excellent.
Definitely.
So, what did you decide to do after high school?
So after high school, I decided I need to go to Edna Manley College to do my music studies.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, so that's weird, because we were like all pumped up, man. It was like, people in different countries hearing about us, JCDC. We were winning gold medals, trophies, all these things were happening. So it's all right. So the group of us, all right, we're gonna go to Edna Manley, apply and stuff. So we got through, and my studies start there, and I was doing drum major,
Yes.
so I did that. So yeah.
Okay, excellent. So, with the prevalence of smartphones, do you believe photography has lost some of its prestige?
I don't think so. I don't think so, because personally, I don't think a phone can replace a DSLR in my book.
Yes.
You understand? So I mean, there are phones out there that takes really good photos, and I can't argue with that. But it wouldn't be able to replace my Nikon camera or a Sony camera, stuff like that. So because you can't go to a wedding and use a phone to take professional wedding photos. There are a lot of factors we have to think about, and most of the phones are limit there are lots of limits on the phone, or it's automatic. You know what I mean? So having a professional camera would definitely stand out when you want professional photos done. If you
Okay.
want to have family stuff and fun stuff, yeah, fine. Your cell phone is fine. iPhone or Samsung or whatever, it's fine. But when you want professional stuff to be printed and worse if you're editing, you need that professional type camera.
Okay. So and you definitely need the professional behind the professional type camera also.
Yeah, you have to know how to to use the camera. So you'd have to take time to learn or or study it.
Okay. Excellent. Um. So what about books? Did you read any regarding photography, or you just did it? Which one?
I just did it
Oh,
because I always say it's one of my gift from God.
okay.
You know, so but the biggest university, the biggest university in the world, YouTube.
No, you laugh, but that is true. I
Yeah.
agree. I mean, yes.
So when I needed like to learn and to know certain things, that's where I would go. Or just Google it. To get a
Yes.
better understanding if about a particular camera, particular settings, these type of things. Google or YouTube, or how certain things in the camera function. The technical aspect of how to get lighting and all these things. Just Google and you'll be fine. Just listen. So I've watched like thousands of videos or hours of videos on YouTube, educating myself about certain things because I wanted to grow. I wanted to get better at what I was doing.
Okay, great. I like that. What tips do you have for people who are trying to get into photography? For example, camera, like which cameras should a beginner use to start off?
All right, when you say with the camera, I get this question a lot in terms of I want to buy a camera. Which one should I buy? And I get that a lot. And that's one of the number one thing I think most people, the first thing people would want to consider is their budget.
Yes.
Because you said I want a really good camera, and that's all right. You can get that camera, and it costs like 2,000 or $3,000. No, I
Wow.
don't have that type of money. You know what I mean? So the first thing I always ask, what's your budget like? And
Yes.
once they tell me their budget, I can put them in the category.
Okay,
So
so I'm thinking if
yeah.
you're thinking about going professional and you have a low budget, let's say somewhere between $100 and $300 US dollars.
Um, I can't think of any camera at that point, unless it's probably a used crop sensor camera, like a D5100 or a D7000. Those are the not old crop sensor cameras, but they still give good quality images.
Okay.
And probably even used. I don't think you can get it new anywhere between $100 and $300.
So
If you say $500 or $600, you can get like what the entry level DSLR that does give good image quality, like a Nikon D53, 54, 55. I think they're at 5600 right now, somewhere there. So any one of those, the lines, or even the Canon version where they have the Rebel T5i or T6 along that line, you get no, those ones are more expensive. But yeah, that would be a good start because
okay.
those are the beginners DSLR.
So definitely, so if you're thinking about getting into the profession, you need to think about at least $500 to $600.
Yes, to
Okay,
get that start.
excellent. So on that note, what about making a living from photography? How difficult is this?
That's one of the hardest part in the whole photography thing. Um, you being a good photographer and stuff, but and you want to be in the industry and making money and making a living. It's very hard work. It's very hard work. Um, because you have to do a lot of promotion. Self promotion, and try to put your images in front of everybody you can share it with, so people can see your product and people can recommend your product to others. Word of mouth or social media, which taking over the entire thing. If you can get your stuff, followers and stuff, to get in tune with your work, then that will make it a lot easier.
Okay, excellent. Thank you for that. So Japan. How did you end up in Japan?
Japan. So, you remember that girlfriend I told you about in Oakland?
Yes, yes.
Yes, she's now my wife.
Oh,
And
congratulations.
yeah, man. And so she said, "All right, I want to change my job. I need to make some more money." I was like, "All right." And then she brought this Japan idea of going there and teaching English, and I said, "Japan? Why would you want to go so far? I don't want to leave Jamaica. I'm quite comfortable here right now." You know. So uh, she wanted to go. So, all right, this is the deal. I'm gonna look around Cameroon Kingston. I will look around Kingston and find some good jobs for you, right? And while you can apply for the Canada thing, the Japan thing, and anyone come through first, we just work with it. I tell you, man, the Japanese embassy called and set up the interview, and she got through, and I was like, I guess we have to do the Japan thing. So she went ahead. I would just stayed in Jamaica because I was still doing the photography thing, and I had business running, and I had to shut down everything.
Yeah.
So she went ahead, and she was teaching English there with the Board of Education and all of that. Then I pack up and head over there and start teaching English also part time while I continued doing my photography. Exploring, traveling around, and just capturing everything I could that's unique, because Japan is a complete different world.
Oh,
So that's how I end up
please
there.
expound. Please expound on the different world. Just for example, sometimes it seems as if like it's such a conservative country. Is it really like that?
To an extent, they would let you feel like it's like that. They will let you feel it like that, but
Come on, spill the
when
tea,
you're
spill the
there,
tea, spill the tea.
when you're there, and you see certain little things, then you know that they're just covering it up. In the sense that they have, the convenience stores, right?
Yes.
They have that a lot in Japan, like probably like more than like gas stations everywhere.
Oh, okay.
You have a convenience store because you do everything there. You pay every type of bill, your taxes, everything is done at the convenience store.
Yes.
Which we call the konbini.
Yes.
All right. So in every konbini or convenience store and supermarket, there's a book stand or a magazine stand.
Yes.
Normal stuff. But also in all of these konbinis, there are adult books. Every single one of them, all of them.
Yes.
The supermarket, everywhere you see these books, and these books are not hiding.
Yes.
So when you go into the convenience store, you always see people standing up right there, reading and skipping through pages. Supermarket, same thing.
Yes.
So these are like some crazy things that they're having. Like females wash their clothes and put it up, and their panties go missing.
Okay, I get the picture.
Those type of little things.
Yeah.
And also, what I mean? But trust me, they have the what do you call it? Customer service #1 in the world.
Yes.
I stopped at a gas station one time to get some gas, and I attendant ran up to my car and opened the door and went down on his knees.
Wow.
Asking me what type of gas I want. I was like, come on, man, you don't need to do that.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? So when they come out to customer service, it's top notch. You can't lose off Japan with customer service.
Yes.
And then it's constantly clean.
That's always a great thing.
You have to look hard to see if you can find a piece of paper blowing somewhere, because they instill these things in them from the school years.
Yes.
So in Japan, they don't have janitors in schools. The kids clean staff room, classroom, bathroom, pools, every single thing.
Wow.
The kids are the ones who do it. If they're having sports day, the kids are the one who they would organize the sports day. They would run the sports day.
That sounds great. That sounds great.
So they give them lots of responsibility, and that gives them a lot of pride about Japan.
Yes.
So a lot of them, you ask, what country would you like to visit? They will say, I don't want to visit any other country. I just want to stay here in Japan.
Yes.
They're not interested in no other country, because where I was, or in most of Japan, there's no crime.
Yes.
You know, I could probably count on my fingers the amount of murders I've heard about while I'm there for 5-6 years.
Oh, wow.
There's no murdering happening. Crime rate is so low. You know, I mean, you can leave your car open, you can leave your house open. We don't close these things in Japan.
Sounding good.
You know?
Sounding good.
So it's just a beautiful place that I will tell everybody, you should go to Japan and experience the culture. The culture is like none like I've ever experienced before.
Okay.
So to me, it's like I took a space shuttle and went to a different planet, and you know, that's the entire thing. But it's an awesome place.
Okay, great. Thank you. So, why did you leave that planet?
Again, it take me back to photography.
Yes.
And where I want to go in terms of my wife and I, where we want to, you know, take our life and our business and all that we're doing.
Yes.
Because while we were there in Japan, the photography and all of this grew, and
Okay.
it grew into something much bigger than I was even thinking.
Really?
So,
How so?
all right. So when I left Jamaica, you know, I was still at the starting stage, and you know, have a one camera and stuff. Now I have multiple cameras, all these equipment, investment, drones, all these things I have, because we sat down and we made a plan what we want to do in terms of creating a media company.
Okay.
And to achieve that in Japan, it's going to be extremely difficult for foreigners.
Okay.
And not speaking the language fluently.
Yes.
So we're like, all right, so Japan wouldn't work for us at this stage. We came here and we achieved what we wanted.
Yes.
But for the next stage that we want, Japan wouldn't be the best place for that. So we started looking around different countries and, you know, trying to find a suitable one that we could migrate to, a family. So by then, my daughter is in the mix.
Yes.
Yes, it's not only 2, now it's 3.
Congrats again.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
So we started to, you know, put things in order. So it's all right. It's time to leave. So we searched for a country that we could easily migrate to.
Okay. So it was easy to move to that country, the one you're in now, especially from Japan.
Yeah, it's easier to come here than from Jamaica to come to Canada.
Why is that?
Why is that?
Yes.
Because in Japan, you'll be earning more money, and the way we got here, you may have to have certain amount of money, which in Jamaica it's more difficult.
Okay.
To get a certain amount of money, you know, and also working in a foreign country also gave you, because you do it on a point system, gave you more points than
Oh,
you're born Jamaican and you're in Jamaica, you wouldn't be able to get that additional points, or those additional points to add up to your total
okay.
to see if you're eligible. So there are other things, but those two came to mind. There are other things that would make it easier if you're in Japan.
Okay, so for example, I interviewed someone regarding moving from Japan to Spain, and they
Yeah.
complained about the documents. Like it was very difficult to get the documents to move. So like they had to go back to Jamaica and get some documents in Jamaica and so forth. So what was your situation? Was it difficult to get documents to move, or was
All
it?
right. The only problem we have had with documents moving with regards to Jamaica were the job letters from the companies that we worked with in Jamaica.
Okay.
They were dragging.
Hmm.
They're like, it took us like a month to get a letter from one of the ministries in Jamaica.
Okay.
So that's where our thing slowed down. We constantly had to be calling, hey, what's happening with this? What's happening with that? We need to get this document now. 1 month, and it's a ministry, and you say you can't find the file for this employee. Come on.
Yes, yes.
So that's where we were having the problem. Everything else was smooth. Or like police records and stuff, easy. If you do enough research, you can find there's a way to get it done outside of Jamaica.
Okay.
So we didn't have any problem in that
Regard.
area.
Okay.
Only, yeah.
All right.
So
Fantastic.
it was all right.
Fantastic. So, I mean, this wouldn't be Global Insiders if I didn't ask you how many countries have you been to in total?
All right. So I don't quite remember. I think about 15 or so, because when I left college, I was playing for Flames Productions, which is Tony Rebel company at that time. So I was a part of the band, the house band for Tony Rebel, Queen Africa. So we were touring like Europe and everywhere there. So like,
You're an accomplished musician, man.
yeah, I mean, I've done a little. So yeah, so I've been on the road with those type of people. Even Taurus Riley too. The
Uh,
first time he went to Europe when he was just coming out and
okay.
stuff like that.
So,
Yeah, so
which instrument do you play, though? You didn't say.
drums.
Okay,
Yeah,
the
a drum
drums.
major. So yeah, I did the drum set and such. So
Okay, great.
I've been to, I would say, most of the European countries
Wow.
there, so that would make it up to or maybe even up to 20. Come to think of it, because I remember I went to China and Taiwan, some of the little countries around Asia.
Okay.
So about 20 countries I've been to so far.
Okay. Excellent. So we're going to wrap up soon, but so let's just do some rapid fire questions. So if I say Japan, what comes to mind?
Peace of mind,
Okay. Jamaica.
beauty,
Future.
world of, oh, it's a word, media,
Media. Okay. Life.
love,
Okay. Instagram.
Bigmikephotos.
Nice. I like that. Well, Mike.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciated it. If persons would like to reach out to you, how can they do so on social media?
Yeah, they can get in touch with any Bigmikephotos, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or bigmike-photos.com, and you can get me.
Okay, Mike. Excellent. Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome.
All right. Thanks for listening today. I hope you are inspired. You can find more helpful and motivational material at globalinsidersgroup.com. That is, insiders with an S. You can also keep in touch at Global Insiders on Instagram. See you next time, but remember, you can be your own superhero. Bye.